Good morning, everybody. This is the Ghetto News Show. Who thought it was Friday this morning on Twitter? That's what I get for not having enough coffee before I computer. But this is matching luggage. Yes, this is due to broken sleep, not lack of sleep. So, yeah. My body decided to wake me up at 4:30 this morning because Ronan had to be up at 5 to be at work at 7, and somehow my brain thought that Ronan forgot to set his alarm. So I got up at 4:30, checked his alarm, set my alarm for 7:30 knowing I wouldn't get up in time, and made the stupid mistake of going back to sleep. So now I look like, I haven't slept in a good long while. So, yep, that's that one. All right, so I know it's not Friday, it's Thursday. Good morning, Mitch. Rhetorical, how you doing this morning? Neil, good morning. Morning, Thrax. Hey, Finn. There's my mad panda. Missed you the other day. And Jason, how y'all doing this morning? Everybody has gone absolutely 34 minutes into Friday. Yes, you're our future person from Australia. Morning, Callie. It appears that the people in my home state of Georgia have completely lost their ever-loving fucking mind. I'm going to find stories that back this up before I either do a blog post or do a breaking news story on my secondary news channel, which I'll probably be shilling out later on today. A bunch of protesters decided to go to Piedmont Park in Atlanta and tear down a statue they thought was a Confederate statue, when in fact, it was actually a symbol of peace, depicting a Confederate soldier to lay down his arms. They completely defaced the statue. The statue is going to be refurbished. It's going to stay up, and they are going to find the people that did it. But like I said, that's preliminary stuff. I'm going to see if I can find some more information on it, because that is the stupid we're dealing with. To the point where they are so panicky that they want to destroy everything, whether or not, it actually relates to, what they want to destroy to begin with. Not that they should be destroying anything. So, because I already ranted about that yesterday. Even though there may be another rant. I don't know. The only news story I could find was Breitbart, Finn, so I don't know if they caught her. They caught the girl in Durham, North Carolina. I'm talking about here in Atlanta in Piedmont Park. So I've got to do some more looking to see if they caught those people that did it here. What else? Oh yeah, Thraxy, I went looking for that story about people digging up Confederate soldiers. I haven't found any solid leads yet from solid news sources. Most of the stuff I found has been from fringe sources, but as soon as I find something solid that corroborates it, I'll probably put it out there. But thanks for tipping me off for that last night. Yeah, it's way too much bullshit to keep up with. Way too much fucking bullshit to keep up with, Ben. Completely and totally. Way too much fucking bullshit to keep up with. They've turned into the monsters they were trying to prevent. Start out with it in their mouth, I will pause it and correct them in, you know, my wonderful little way. Is right here. Let me see if I need to turn this. All right, national newscast for 9 a.m.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Corva Coleman. A peaceful candlelight vigil was Charlottesville, Virginia. It honored 3 people in white nationalist violence. NPR's Debbie Elliott reports thousands gathered on the campus of the University of Virginia.
The vigil was not publicized in advance, but spread through a stealth campaign to thwart any hate groups that might seek to disrupt things. Michael Coleman is a 29-year-old musician and sales manager. He's encouraged by the mass rejection of hate, but he wonders if it will last.
3,000 people gathered with candles singing is beautiful, but, you know, when something else happens next week, are you going to be here?
Coleman says doing the hard work when it comes to race will be the big challenge. Debbie Elliott, NPR News, Charlottesville, Virginia.
President Trump is tweeting that it is false that he said there's a moral equivalency between white supremacists and the anti-racist demonstrator who was killed last weekend in Charlottesville. Trump continues to face strong criticism for saying that anti-racist protesters share the blame for the deadly violence.
Okay, and that's where I'm going to stop it. Right. You notice how they have no problem saying white supremacists, but they won't say Antifa, they won't say Black Lives Matter. How much you want to bet after the Friday and Saturday services for the state troopers in North Carolina, it probably won't be televised, probably won't be reported on, and if it does, there's going to be a small crowd. And what I mean by small crowd, the family of the state troopers and probably the state troopers. How much you want to bet? Because this is what we've come to. Let's not place the blame on all parties present. Let's vilify the person that is placing the blame on all parties present because it's only one party's fault. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely freaking ridiculous. This is completely blown out of control. They keep yelling racism. They keep yelling racism. The problem is they've created this. Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and other groups along those lines have started this. They did this to themselves. There's only so much people are going to take before they start saying enough. And they started saying enough. Vanguard America started saying enough. KKK started saying enough. White nationalists started saying enough. These people have been quiet for decades. The identitarian politicians started, these protests started, and they reared their head because they want to say enough. I'm not defending their actions, okay? I am not pro-white nationalist. I am not a white supremacist. I am not a bigot in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But when you push people too far, there's going to be a pushback, and we're seeing that. We're seeing that because these people are sick and tired of this bullshit. All right. Quick news for the morning. I got to put on my eyeballs so I can read, I can see. Trump business panels dismantled. In the continuing fallout from Charlottesville, and I got to put the S in there, Trump got rid of 2 of his business councils to try and manage what looks to be him increasingly isolating himself. This is due to his remarks on the incident that took place over the weekend. He tweeted out, rather than putting pressure on business people of the Manufacturing Council and Strategy and Policy Forum, I am ending both. Thank you all. She just kept calling. Yeah, I didn't. I missed that, Thrax. Oh, and good morning, Pagan Butterfly Kitten. I saw you. Though he made no public verbal comment about how he felt about the backlash, he made his feelings known on Twitter. There were some Republicans, as predicted, even more Democrats calling for an apology because he put Antifa and BLM on the same footing as Vanguard America, the KKK, and other white supremacy groups. He also denounced Senator Lindsey Graham for misrepresenting what was said in press conferences, and this is exactly what he tweeted out. Publicly seeking, Lindsey Graham's falsely stated that there is a moral equivalency between the KKK, neo-Nazis, and white supremacists, and people like Miss Hare. Such a disgusting lie, he can't forget his election trouncing. The people of South Carolina will remember. They will remember, but will they do anything about it? That's my question, because everything seems to be leaning horrendously to the regressive left. Many business leaders also felt Trump needed to be clear in his condemnation, Denise Morrison, chief executive of Campbell's Soup, being one of them. How much you want to bet she's a feminist? That's why I'm just throwing that out there. Good morning, Ichabod. And college assistance for veterans. The Forever GI Act removed a 15-year limit on the benefits. This limit disappeared immediately after the bill was signed. It also increases financial assistance to Coast Guard and Reserve members. Those who receive Purple Hearts and were forced out of the service because of an injury are also eligible for the benefits. Also included are the dependents of service members who were killed in action. Veterans would get additional payments for completing technology, science, and engineering courses to help them be better equipped to handle the changing job market. So, there's our quick news for the morning. Oh, let me see here. What am I going to read next? Let's go here. So, what will Kim do next, as in Kim Jong-il? Sixth nuclear test scene critical for North Korea. So I'm going to scroll up. This is right out of Reuters. And if I ever call it Reuters, don't correct me, because I see the spelling and I think Reuters because of, you know, my English upbringing, and everybody has to correct me and tell me it's Reuters, even though it don't look like Reuters to me. North Korea says it has developed intercontinental missiles capable of targeting any place in the United States. Now comes the hard part of fulfilling the declared goal of its leader, Kim Jong-un. Perfecting a nuclear device small and light enough to fit on the missile without affecting its range, as well as making it capable of surviving re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. To do that, weapons experts say the isolated state needs to carry out at least another nuclear test, its sixth, and more tests of long-range missiles. North Korea's two tests of an intercontinental ballistic missile last month likely carried a payload lighter than any nuclear warhead it is currently able to produce. Thank you, Reuters. Yeah, leave it to a Cuban to mispronounce something German. Thank you, rhetorical. Reuters. I will remember that. All right, let's see. Pyongyang claims to have tested a hydrogen bomb, but this has not been proven. Choi Jin-wook, a professor of international relations at Japan's Ritsumeikan University, oh, if I butchered that, I am so sorry, and former president of South Korea's state-run Korea Institute for National Unification, said a sixth nuclear test would be essential for North Korea to develop an operational nuclear-tipped ICBM. Still, Kim is likely to be carefully weighing the timing of even a new nuclear test because it will antagonize North Korea's sole major ally, China, and could trigger even tougher UN economic sanctions than those that followed the ICBM test in July. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un inspected the command of the strategic force of the Korean People's Army, because he doesn't know how to, title shit in a short, succinct, and quick manner, in an unknown location in North Korea in his undated photo released by North Korea's Korean Central News Agency on August 15th, 2017. That's a mouthful. People, you need to shorten your fucking titles for things. Good grief. A U.S. official who asked not to be named said that while periodic activity has been seen at North Korea's Punggye-ri nuclear test site, he has not seen movement there for over a month, and there were no current signs of an imminent test. Besides developing a miniaturized hydrogen bomb, some experts say it appears Kim's rocket scientists have yet to master the technology to protect a warhead from the extreme heat and pressure of re-entering the Earth's atmosphere after an intercontinental flight. Good morning, Neil. I was wondering when you would pop in. Unless I said good morning to you already, my brain just isn't working this morning. After Kim Jong-un ramped up the pace of weapons development last year with numerous missile launches as well as 2 nuclear tests in January and September 2016, some observers had expected a 6th nuclear test as early as this January. Instead, Pyongyang has spent most of the year testing various types of missiles. After its first and second ICBM tests in July, it threatened to land missiles in the vicinity of Guam, U.S. Pacific territory, drawing a stern warning from Trump. And lots of back and forth between Trump and Kim Jong-un. Pyongyang has since said Kim has delayed his decision on Guam. He fucking better, because he can get his ass spanked. If North Korea carries out a 6th nuclear weapon test, China will likely cut oil supplies to North Korea. I believe China has strongly warned North Korea not to conduct another nuclear test, Moon said. The Pyongyang site is just 60 miles from the border with China and 125 miles from Russia, and past tests have angered both countries and caused them to back increasingly tough UN sanctions. So, I've been up all... Oh, okay. Good night, Ichabod. Thanks for showing up. Okay. The first in the series of my fire and fury relating to North Korea and U.S. and the UN is going to be the history of all the resolutions and sanctions against North Korea. That way everybody has a good idea of what the hell's been going on, because I figured that's relevant to the situation. Okay, the next story. For those of you people in the UK, Newcastle health boss Sir Leonard Fenwick is sacked. Seems like a small dog, thinks he's big. Yeah. The longest-serving chief executive in the NHS has been sacked for gross misconduct. Sir Leonard Fenwick joined what later became Newcastle's Upon Tyne Hospital's NHS Foundation Trust in 1977 and has been on extended leave since January. He was dismissed by a disciplinary panel after an investigation was carried out into claims of bullying and abusive behavior. The trust said it was a decision not taken lightly. Sir Leonard is Britain's longest-serving medical director, having first been appointed a hospital chief executive in 1977. He was placed on a gardening leave follows allegations that he forced the resignations of 2 consultants caught having sex with junior members of staff on hospital premises, and it was suggested that the action alienated some staff. An investigation by an HR specialist outside the trust was carried out into a number of issues raised by different sources. This led to a 2-day disciplinary hearing, which found allegations relating to inappropriate behavior, use of resources, and a range of governance issues were proven. The trust said as a result, the panel took the decision to dismiss Sir Leonard from his role as chief executive on the grounds of gross misconduct. The decision was not taken lightly, but made after very careful, lengthy, and detailed consideration of the investigation report and Sir Leonard's response to the allegations. So, they're looking for a new Newcastle health boss, I take it. All right, one more story, and then we're going to get to the fun stuff in a minute. Pauline Hanson wears burqa in Australian Senate. The leader of Australia's far-right One Nation party has worn a burqa on the floor of the nation's Senate. Pauline Hanson's entrance drew audible shock from other senators ahead of a bid by her party to ban the garment in Australia. Government Minister condemned Ms. Hanson's stunt and counseled and cautioned her against causing offense to religious groups. Mr. Brandis received a standing applause from opposition parties. Why am I not surprised? In an emotional speech, Mr. Brandis and Ms. Hanson's actions risked alienating approximately 500,000 Australians who adhered to the Islamic faith, who should actually integrate into Australian society and quit trying to push Sharia and halal and all that other bullshit onto the Australians. It is not their damn country. That is not their right to do that. They need to mind their own business. If they can't integrate, they need to get the hell out of Australia. That's my 2 cents. To ridicule that country, to drive it into a corner community, to drive it into a corner, to mock its religious garments is an appalling thing to do, and I would ask you to reflect on what you have done, said Mr. Brandis, who is Australia's Attorney General. Mr. Attorney General, I would ask you to keep your head out of your fucking ass so you can actually see what's going on in your own country. He added, no, Senator Hanson, we will not ban the burqa. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation reported Ms. Hanson had elicited gasps during her entrance, and one senator was heard to say, oh, what on earth? Senate President Stephen Perry confirmed she had been identified before entering the chamber. Ms. Hanson later removed the burqa. Her motion to ban the garment will be debated in the Senate later on Thursday. In a statement online, she said the need to ban full face coverings in public, an important issue facing modern Australia. Mr. Brandis' speech drew a rare overt display of support from the Labour and Greens parties, who stood and congratulated him because they're as blind as he is, apparently. It is one thing to wear religious dress as a sincere act of faith. There is another to wear it as a stunt here in the chamber, said Labour Senate Penny Wong. Greens leader Richard D. Natale said Mr. Brandis had made a strong, impassioned, and personal response. Yeah, personal, because, you know, Attorney General, personal, not important. Ms. Hanson had repeatedly generated controversies since first being elected to Parliament in 1996. In 2016, she gave a heavily criticized speech saying Australia was being swamped by Muslims. She also faced calls to apologize 2 months ago after suggesting students with autism should be removed from classrooms. Okay, students with autism removed from classrooms, I have an issue with. But when you have an entire ideology's worth of people trying to change the laws in your country to make your country believe the way they do, they can piss off. I don't even live in Australia, and this shit fucking frustrates me. Piss off. Because, I'm sorry, you came to Australia. You immigrated to Australia. You are subject to Australia's laws. If wearing a burqa in public has safety issues, which it does, because if you decide to do something stupid, they can't identify your ass, you don't need to be wearing the burqa in public. If you feel that it is against your religion not to wear the damn burqa, go to a country that actually lets you wear a fucking burqa. I know I probably sound like an Islamophobe. But if you can't integrate with a country's laws and cultures, get out. Find another country. Just my 2 cents. All right, here we go. Shout-outs. She's practical. She farms, she grows her own food, and she actually slaughters her own livestock. I'm talking about Paddy Politics. She's down to earth, she's plain spoken, and she's not afraid to take on the left on Twitter or on her YouTube channel. If you haven't yet checked out Paddy Politics, please check her out. You will find her informative, entertaining, insightful, and just a down-to-earth person. Red Robot. Stuck in the satellite of unrequited love with his travels in Tumblr space and late shows. This is one of the most entertaining channels I have been privy to have a subscription to and also be a part of on his Sunday Fun Days. Check him out. You won't be disappointed. The Forbidden Thinker doesn't have a Twitter, but he is facing his own brand of troubles because he's decided to take on the MGTOW hard, fast, and unrelentlessly. Whorayy has her own little quest on her own YouTube channel where she goes after Heart's progress relentlessly, without apology, and without regret or remorse. You know, Fan, I believe in freedom of religion too, but when that religion tries to encroach upon a whole other culture and system of government, that religion needs to take a look at themselves because they're causing a clash and they're causing a major problem in the country. We all know Islam is a religion that does not integrate. It tries to take over. That is the line that I draw when it comes to freedom of religion. You can practice Islam all you want. You can be a Muslim from sun up, sundown, 365 days of the year. I don't care. I start caring when you try and tell me who I need to believe, what religious beliefs I need to follow, and how I need to wear. Oh, well, okay. Cool. All right, here we go. Yep, Red. Yeah, you always got to shout out Red every once in a while. He's a cool dude. Now, let's get some funny in our life, shall we? Continuation of a link that I found a little while back. I gotta see if I can get this thing to stay resized instead of popping open again. Yay, it resized. All right. Scrolling up. Here we go. Say what you will about women, but I think being able to turn one sentence into a 6-hour argument takes talent. I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or an insult, but it's funny as fuck. When your husband doesn't seem to hear anything you say and you have to clear out his ears. Eesh, that's a little bit militant. Wife, don't forget the ranch dressing, husband. How much do you want? All of it. Oh, hello. Good morning, Doubting Tommy. Wife, I left the kids with you for half an hour and they dumped 3 pounds of sugar in the dryer trying to make cotton candy. Me, did it work? This is the only picture my husband took during our 2-day trip to the ocean with our 3 kids. Whatever the opposite of a hunger strike is, I'm on that. Okay, I'll have to look a little deeper into that autism thing. Squats down to get food out of the fridge. That's what I like to call fitness. Yeah, okay. Surround yourself with people who have issues, because people who have issues always have alcohol. I can get behind that one. All right. Me, when someone tries to wake me up, I need sleep. Come back in a month. I kind of feel that way today. Broken sleep is a bitch. Starbucks job interview. What's your name? Alyssa. Spell that, please. Larissa. When can you start? Oh, Jesus. I've had that problem. When your girlfriend confronts you about something her best friend saw you doing, and her best friend is right behind her, and they're both looking at you like, you know, I've had that stares from my husband. What do you want to be when you grow up? I've peaked. I just want to let you know that if you ever need to have a plant killed, I'm the person for that job. I know a couple of people with a black thumb. I really do. And there have been 4 of my newscasts that have been demonetized. So there are several ways to support me. PayPal link, Patreon, which I will be probably shutting down soon. I know I keep saying that and I keep keeping it up. But I do have Patreon links, and I'm going to add to them on my website that are direct PayPal links. You can also shop on my jewelry site, check the swag store that I have, Cafe Press. That's also linked to my website. So there are several ways to support me. Check those out. Oh, yes, my Dragon's Den chainmail dragon shop is open. Pick your dragon length, pick your gemstones, 4 to 6 weeks to assemble and ship out to you. So, yep, that store is open and running. Let's see what else we've got. Live stream announcements. Wred Fawkes has her graveyard shift starting at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, exactly. Cable channels. That's why, you know, I don't like to shill myself. I don't like to, you know, I don't like to say my links and shout out my website on my newscast, but it's getting to the point where I have to do that at least once a cast. So I hope I'm not too shilly sounding when I do it, because I don't want to be annoying with it. That's my only concern. So check out Wred Fawkes at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. The link, as you see, is going to be in the description below, as with all the other links you see. And I also included all the sources for the video. My quick news is going to be made into a PDF. Also put on my website as an update. So there you have it. There's the news. I'm trying, Finn. I'm trying. That is a question. Yeah, it sure is. Also, too, my jewelry shop is not limited to what you see there. I also make custom pieces. I'm getting ready to import probably some of my crafting posts from my crafting blog over to my MWM media blog. That way you guys can see some of the stuff that I do. I repurpose. I also repair jewelry and do a whole bunch of other stuff too. Somebody actually gave me a pink sapphire pendant that they wanted me to turn into a ring, which I did. So, you know, any kind of custom stuff like that, I can do it. Just let me know what you want. I'll work with you, and I'll let you know when it's ready to ship out. Morning, Zeph. You're late, though. You did running on alien time. Remember, I'm not Liz. I don't run on ish. I start at 10:30. Talking about all my limited ad videos. Yeah, I've got 4. Actually, I've got 5. Now, the 5th one is rather ironic, and I'm going to see what the reaction is in my live chat. The 5th limited ad video was my live stream reading stream of Patricia Cornwell's postmortem. The stream where I did nothing but read for almost 2 hours has limited ads on it, basically demonetized. A reading stream. I'm just going to put that out there. Eastern time. What's Eastern? Eastern. If you're talking about Wred Fawkes, that's Central Time, 5 o'clock, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's the only one I think running this Thursday. Let me see. Oh, I'm waiting. Tuesday's newscast, I did not monetize until 9 o'clock this morning, and I went back and checked it at 9:27 Eastern Standard Time this morning. Limited ads. I am Eastern Standard Time. I'm on the East Coast, Doubting Tommy. Yeah. Yes, Neil, except for the case of Mr. Repzion. I actually watched his 16-minute video. And he has a direct sponsorship with Audible. They even limited the ads on the videos that Audible approved ads on. His own personal sponsor. So yeah, there are some blacklists too. Yeah, I mean, Liz is having a problem. If she streams anything from Liz Zeff's streams and actually mentions Liz Zeff's streams, it automatically gets limited ads on it. She's been trying to post. She's posted 2 pretty much shit posting videos. And within, I don't know, I want to say the first hour, limited ads. And the views just stopped coming in. So that's the kind of problem that she's contending with. Smaller channels too. So we'll just have to wait and see. It did hit share view hard. So, you know, it doesn't matter the size. Yeah, it doesn't matter the size of the channel. We're all getting hit. We're all getting affected. I am not going to move completely to VidMe, but what I am going to do is make channel trailers and upload them if I have pre-recorded content. Upload video trailers to my YouTube channel and put a link to my VidMe in the description below. VidMe does have some monetization options. I have all of them turned on. So I am going to slowly start putting stuff over there. No, apparently size doesn't matter, Mitch, and I know what you're referring to. Yeah, exactly. They're hitting everybody. This machine learning, we're getting smacked with it. I want to know how many people on the other side of the fence are getting smacked with it too. I would love to continue. Yep, it is. I would love to continue this conversation, but I would love to continue this conversation in the Discord. If you don't have a link, you can DM me for the link or possibly scroll up and find the link there, because Little Nightbot has been automatically shilling my Discord link. So I will continue with my wonderful coffee nuts, the conversation in my Discord. May your coffee ever flow. May your caffeine be ever strong. And may you have a thoroughly Thursday. See you later, guys.